Hi there! My name is Mary, and today I'm going to give a brief summary on phrasal verbs, one of the most requested topics. As a general overview, we have two types of phrasal verbs: transitive, verbs that require an object, and intransitive. These verbs do not require an object. Now, the transitive phrasal verbs are split into two groups: separable and inseparable. Separable means you can separate the phrasal verbs, and inseparable means you can't. Phrasal verbs use a verb plus a particle. The particle looks like a preposition, but does not function as a preposition. It functions as part of the verb. Particles often change the meaning of the verb, as we can see in this example. He looked up at the skyscraper. She looked up a word in the dictionary. Many phrasal verbs have one-word verbs that are similar, but a little more formal. It's more common to use phrasal verbs in informal situations. Transitive phrasal verbs have objects, and most are separable, meaning the object can be placed between the verb and the particle, or be placed after. It is important to remember, if you are using a pronoun for the object, it must come between your verb and your particle. Here are some separable phrasal verbs and the different ways that you can write them. So the first example, the baby often wakes up the parents. Or, the baby often wakes the parents up. Or, the baby often wakes them up. Some other examples of these phrasal verbs include pick out, which means to select, figure out, which means to solve, hand in, which means to submit or give, take off, which means to remove, make up, which means to create, and let down, which means to disappoint. Intransitive phrasal verbs are simpler because they do not take objects, so you just keep the phrasal verb together without any separation. The examples and images used in this presentation came from Pearson Education.